You've learned a lot about what eating healthy really means. Now it's time to think about how you will make the change to your eating behavior. This is where most people make the mistake of trying to go big. But the secret to making a lasting health improvement is to do the exact opposite. Here's what I mean. In the late 1940s, Japanese manufacturers learned how to improve their production quality so well that they became known for it. The key was to make small, meaningful improvements over time. Small improvements over time will help you improve your health. Anyone who has made health improvements over the long term will tell you that the key is to start with simple, small steps.
But maybe you're a little impatient. Why wait for good health, right? Watch out, because that impatience will bait you into the too much, too quickly trap. And this trap nearly always leads to failure. On the flip side, there is something magical that happens when you take small steps, like the Japanese manufacturers. Maybe you have a goal to eat more fruits and vegetables. So, you decide that for 1 week, you'll eat an apple every day at lunch. A week goes by and you realize that you actually succeeded. Sure, it's a small victory, but the odds of a long-term behavior change just went way up. And the emotions and feelings of this change got recorded in your brain.
Contrast this with an unsuccessful attempt to change several things at once. Again, suppose you wanted to eat more fruits and vegetables, and exercise for 35 minutes a day, and stop eating sugar, and so forth. You might succeed for a few days by sheer will, but eventually it will get more difficult to keep all those balls in the air. And this time, the memories get recorded in the "I can't do this" or "I'm not strong enough" part of your brain. Nobody needs that. Negative memories and emotions can sabotage future efforts to improve health. This is why small steps make so much sense. So, how should you change? Be patient and take it one step at a time. Master one small behavior, then move on to the next. This approach works because as you succeed, you wrap yourself in positive emotions. Just remember, simpler is better.
Even when you do things right and set small goals, there will be barriers to lasting change. Everyone on the planet knows that healthy food is more nutritious than junk food. There are so many benefits to eating healthy that it's pointless to debate, but still, lots of people eat unhealthy food. Why? Think of the possible barriers to healthy eating. Junk food is tasty. Healthy food costs more and takes more time to cook. Picky eaters make it difficult to eat healthy at my house, and so on. Here are the 5 main barriers to healthy eating with a simple solution for each.
It's true that foods close to their natural form taste different than processed foods. It's tough to compete with the taste of salt, sugar, and fat in processed foods because it's a simple matter of learning. If you don't like the taste of vegetables, maybe you could try experimenting with a new way to cook them. Since there is no road to better health that will not require learning to cook new things in new ways, why not try a recipe or two? When you find a few you like, you're well on your way. Also, if you buy fruits and vegetables in season, you'll get the full flavor. No food is as satisfying as a juicy peach picked right from the tree. You'll more likely get peak freshness from a farmer's market or a food co-op because most grocery store produce was picked long before it was ripe. Unripe produce? No wonder taste is a barrier. As you replace tasty but unhealthy foods with healthier foods, your taste preferences will shift. The unhealthy foods you used to eat will lose their appeal, and healthy food will just taste better.
Unfortunately, healthy foods such as fruits, vegetables, and grains cost more than processed foods that have added salt, sugar, and fat. Calories are now mass processed and have never been cheaper. So, college students, single-parent families, and those who struggle financially spend about half as much to buy less healthy food than those with more disposable income. The financially strapped eat foods higher in calories, fat, and sugar, such as ramen noodles, boiled potatoes, white bread, and bulk purchased sugary cereals. All of these foods provide lots of calories for not much cost.
The truth is that on a dollar per calorie basis, junk food is a bargain. Think about soda with free refills. Lots of calories for very little money. Junk food does provide calories, but very few nutrients. On the other hand, foods close to their natural form, such as fruits, vegetables, and grains, are full of nutrients and tend to be more costly. Bottom line, low-wage earners tend to purchase more high-calorie, low-nutrient food that taste good but cause all kinds of chronic health problems. For example, the states with the highest rates of obesity are also the states with the lowest income levels. This is not a coincidence.
All right, so this is a really big barrier, but remember, the right approach is to take small steps. So here are a few strategies that have worked well for others. Buy healthy food in bulk when it goes on sale. Coupons are usually for processed foods with poor nutrient value, but you don't have to buy a food just because you have a coupon. Be patient, and healthy food will go on sale. When you make healthy meals, stretch things out by cooking enough for 2 dinners and freezing some. Fruits and vegetables are cheaper when they're in season. Watch grocery ads because price will vary between grocery stores. Fruits and vegetables that are frozen, canned, or dried are reasonably healthy options that usually cost less than fresh. Grow fruits and vegetables in your garden, on a balcony, in a kitchen box. It doesn't matter how small.
It's inconvenient to prepare healthy food and convenient to eat unhealthy fast food, but there's no getting around the fact that processed foods have lots of sugar, salt, and unhealthy fat, but not many nutrients. Check the labels, and you'll find that all unhealthy foods have ingredients that you won't recognize and can't pronounce. Unhealthy food might be more convenient, but it negatively impacts your health. However, you can make healthy eating easier and more convenient.
You've already learned about planning meals and making a grocery list. These skills will help you eat healthier, even though it might be less convenient. Here are a few other skills. Spend a little weekend time prepping foods that can be used during the week. Chop vegetables and store them in a plastic bag. Cook some chicken breasts to add to salads, sandwiches, or pasta. Make healthy trail mix with raw almonds, raw cashews, raisins, or dried cranberries. Pre-wash, chop, and bag some leafy greens for healthy and convenient salad ingredients. Prepare green smoothie packs by freezing berries, bananas, and spinach. When you want a healthy green smoothie, just blend the contents with a little milk or juice.
Healthy dinner leftovers to prepare other meals. Last night's chicken or turkey can be used to make healthy sandwiches or soft tacos today. Save leftover vegetables and a soup container in your freezer. When it's soup weather, just add other leftover frozen vegetables to some chicken stock and you've got soup.
Eating healthy all the time will be harder when those you live with aren't supportive. But you can help them try healthier foods by eating healthy yourself and making healthier food available at home. Picky eaters are a big barrier, so here are some strategies you might try.
Kids and their taste buds will adapt to healthier food even though they might complain at first. You can minimize complaining by involving them in meal planning. Let each child choose a healthy dinner on the weekly menu. This will give you the chance to teach simple ways to make meals more nutritious. You might take them grocery shopping so they can pick a few healthy snacks. If appropriate, you might also invite them to help prepare their selected meal. Involving children in meal planning and food preparation is not more convenient. It is a great way to help them build skills so they can eat healthy throughout their life.
If you do most of the cooking, just ask your family if they'd like to be healthier with no effort. Very, very few adults will say, "No, I want to be less healthy," and really mean it. Asking this question will allow you to explore healthy recipes until you find a few that everyone enjoys. Easy peasy. But if your spouse or partner does most of the cooking, you may have to step up and cook healthy meals some of the time. Use 3 or 4 of the simplest recipes you can find for your go-to meals in the short term. As you become more experienced, your range of healthy recipes will expand.
Expect setbacks because life happens. Everyone has an unhealthy eating meal or day or even a week. It's not the end of the world. Just decide now that you won't bail because of a temporary fail. Eating healthy is harder on holidays, birthdays, vacations, and during any big life change that happens to all of us. A rule of thumb is to relax your healthy eating rules for 2 days around any of these events. Then get back on the healthy eating bus. Remember your motivation to change. Nobody expects healthy eating perfection, and neither should you. Just keep trying to eat healthy, and you'll be moving in a healthy direction.